I thought you might appreciate some material on the reliability of the text. In other words, I'm not now talking about the references to Jesus apart from the Bible. I'm now going to talk about reliability of the Bible itself. Was it made up by a group of monks in a monastery someplace, or is there sound evidence for it? Got the question? That's where I want to go now. 1. The Dead Sea Scrolls. There's the blue of the Dead Sea, and that's the water dam where they get their water for the monks in the monastery. I'll come to that. And then you can see the valley where the water flowed down to the Dead Sea in times of heavy storm and the like. So we're looking at the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were discovered in these caves before the Jewish War, about 68. Hundreds of manuscripts, 250 BC to AD 68. Oh, sorry, MSS is manuscript. It's just an abbreviation, but it comes from manus, the hand, scribo, scriptum, I write, handwritten documents, manuscripts. All of the books of the Old Testament are there in part or in full, except Esther. There's a picture of some of the caves. Can you see how inaccessible the caves were when the monks in the monastery realised that the Romans were coming and bit by bit they were winning, as they would. They then got their sacred scrolls and put them in large earthen jars. Oh, that's my favourite cave, that's cave number 4. But it gives you an idea of the caves. But if you have a look, there's the jars they put them in. And they rolled up the manuscript tightly, and they put them in these jars, and then they put the lid on, and they had some powdered clay which they could moisten and seal around the tops of the jars, so that they were effectively airtight for nearly 2,000 years, and that assisted in their preservation. Stories vary on how they were first found, incidentally, but the best I can nail down from multiple sources is that there was a Bedouin shepherd who was looking after his dad's sheep or goats, and they thought that one of them may have escaped up into one of these caves. And so, thinking that that might have been the case, he threw a rock up into the cave and heard the sound of breaking pottery. He climbed up, got the scroll, and then took it down to Tel Aviv marketplace and went to a second-hand dealer and said, I found this. Wait for it. These are manuscripts worth millions of dollars today. He goes to the marketplace and he says, I found this. It's made out of leather. You might like to cut it up for shoelaces. And standing nearby was an American archaeologist who listened, took an interest and said, where did you find it? I might be interested in buying it. And that was the beginning of this fantastic discovery in God's amazing providence, because what it does do, it clarifies what scrolls were there. I'll do that first. All of Isaiah. They were copied from manuscripts that are older than anything we have now, and that was a further confirmation of Old Testament manuscripts, part of the Bible of all the books except Esther, and it's probably omitted because it was political. The Romans may have found it offensive, and I just got this bit in the last 3 months. One author said that the Essenes, the monks, may well have frowned on Esther being married to a Gentile, and therefore not wanted the story. By the way, I love the story of Esther. Anybody else get blessed out of their socks with Esther? To me, the sovereignty of God is there so many ways through that story.